Hey guys, it's Natalie. I want to do a video today on how to use a wand to curl your hair because I've been getting a lot of questions from clients saying they're trying to use their wands at home and it's just not looking right. So using a wand should give you more natural looking, less forced curls more easily than a traditional curling iron. You can use a big wand or a small wand to determine the size of your curls, but either way you should get less obvious curls that look a little nicer and more worn in. You can still do tighter curls without them looking like you tried too hard to get them, so you don't look like you're going to the prom. The wider your curling iron, the more this curl pattern will give you big, pretty, beachy waves. But today I'm going to use my 1-inch Sultra wand because I want my hair to be pretty curly but still very natural looking. So I'm going to start by just brushing out my hair. It's a few days dirty, but that's okay. As long as it's dry, then this will work just fine. And I'm going to spray it with a heat protector, something you should always do before styling. I'm going to use my Damage Manager from Kevin Murphy, which is one of my faves because it doesn't feel heavy on the hair like some of the other ones I've tried. So I'll just spritz it in, make sure it gets everywhere, especially those ends that can get extra damaged. And then I'll just brush through that again. Alright, now I'm ready. I'm going to part my hair in the middle today. When I'm using a wand, I'm not as organized with my hair than I am when I'm using other tools because I think it's supposed to look a little messy. So I don't worry too much about sectioning and clipping hair out of the way. I just work my way from one side to the other, starting in the front. The most important thing you want to do when using a wand is always hold it upside down, with the wand part, the hot part on the bottom, and the handle on the top, no matter which side you're on. So on my left side, I want to have it upside down like this, and then I'll switch hands when I'm doing my right side and have it upside down like this. The other thing you always want to do is curl away from your face. Going away from your face kind of makes it look like the wind is blowing in your face and it looks pretty and natural. And the best way to remember to curl your hair away from your face is to, again, hold the wand upside down, and you want to take this strand of hair, smooth it out a little bit, get a good grip on it, put the wand behind the strand of hair that you're going to curl. So hair in front, wand behind. And then you're going to wrap away from your face. Again, see how my layers are kind of falling out? That's okay. You're going to hold it for a few seconds. And then you're going to pull it down and hold it until it cools off a little bit. Again, you don't want to unwrap it. So watch again. You don't want to unwrap. You just want to kind of pull it down. This makes the curl look a little bit longer and less bouncy. So it looks just kind of like a natural wave. Then you're just going to go on to the next strand of hair. You can take kind of bigger pieces, smaller pieces. It just depends on what kind of look you're going for and what you're feeling. They don't all need to be perfect again. And I know it takes a little while to get used to using a new tool. So be careful not to burn yourself. I feel like a lot of people burn themselves because they're trying too hard to get these ends perfectly on the wand. And you really don't need to do that. It kind of defeats the purpose of using a wand over another tool because those ends just don't need to be perfectly curled. If you do burn yourself, don't worry, don't give up. It'll be worth the battle wounds in the end. Just keep on going. So you're going to want to keep doing the same thing all the way around your head. When you get to the back, it's a little harder to reach and a little harder to keep track of where you're going. So just wrap whichever way you can reach. Once you get to the back, don't stress too much. Again, it's not supposed to look perfect. So right now I've just about finished all of my left side and most of the back, and I'm going to move on to my right side. So you might get a little bit confused when you're moving on to the other side because I've been holding the wand in my right hand and wrapping with my left hand, and now I'm going to switch to my left hand and wrap with my right hand. So I'm not left-handed, so I'm sure this took me a little bit of time to get used to, but it's really the same thing Just keep practicing. You'll get the hang of it. You're going to want to put the wand behind your hair again. So you're just going to wrap it around. Hold it for just a second. And then pull it off the wand. Let it cool for a second. And then keep moving around your head towards the back. Then once you're totally done curling everything, it's time to kind of mess it up a bit. Remember, you don't want it to look like you just curled your hair. And I like to spray it with some texture spray. And I'm going to use Hair Resort Spray by Kevin Murphy just because it's awesome. I love it, and it smells like vacation in a bottle. So I'll just spritz it again in my hair. It has a little bit of hold in it too. Then I'll just kind of shape my curls into what I want them to look like. Mess them up a little bit, shake them out a little bit, so it just looks a little bit more lived in. If you're worried about your hair holding at all because it doesn't usually hold curl very well, you can totally use some normal firm hold hairspray over this just to set it. But for most people, the texture spray should be just fine. Thanks, guys!